Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nayasim. Thank you so much for the support. Hope you all are doing great. So, I came across a video by Sister Tabitha. She was talking about analyzing Jasmine Crockett's video on Donald Trump and how she thinks that there is something going wrong that people do not know. And sincerely speaking, we all know something is wrong, but someday everybody will get to know it to be very glaring that something is actually wrong because everybody's kind of like guessing and all that. Because tell me how this man has been doing some crazy thing, including bringing a South African president to Oval Office to embarrass him. Now, with everything that there was shown on that, like he showed, I just don't understand how they lie because everything he said was a lie, right? There was nothing truthful about the video, like everything he said there. And he talked about a white genocide. And I am asking, so who is committing the white genocide that he talked about? And then it happened that the pictures that he brought, pictures of the people he brought, saying that it was white South African that were being unalive, happened in Congo. Now, really, I don't get it because it looks like these people do not even make research. They just come out with and run with one storyline. And I am also disappointed that a president will always look for a way to bring another president to the Oval Office to embarrass them for no just reason. Let's get into.
Republicans can't stand Jasmine Crockett. Here is an example as to why.
Else because I don't know where he's ever going to go, and I don't think that those that have gone through West Point expected to have their commander-in-chief address them and start talking about trophy wives or start talking about how he had so many investigations. What a great reminder that you are not qualified to be the person that potentially will command us as troops to go into war. Like, that is not instilling confidence whatsoever. And honestly, our troops deserve better. Our graduates deserve better. We as a country deserve better. And frankly, if we are going to ever be seen as the world leaders that we historically have been, the world deserves better. It is time for Republicans to start calling him out and start questioning his mental acuity and whether or not he is equipped to serve mentally. We know when it comes down to his criminality, he is not qualified to serve. But this is just absolutely deplorable.
So I saw that video clip and I was like, well, what happened and what was said during this speech at West Point during their graduation speech? So I went right on over to Mildred, and me and Mildred having this conversation. And I'm like, he said, what? Listen, many of us who have been paying attention to Donald Trump since 2016 have been questioning his mental acuity. Since 2016, we've been talking about how Donald Trump is not able to string two sentences together. We've been talking about all of the repeated lies that he has been telling, all the made up information that he spews. It's just ridiculous. We've been talking about this for years, and yes, it has gotten worse. Listen, this is some of the problematic things that Mildred is saying Donald Trump said during his graduation speech at the West Point ceremony. Inappropriate anecdote about trophy wives. Trump recounted a story about real estate developer William Levitt cautioning graduates against marrying trophy wives. He commented that such relationships often do not end well, stating a lot of trophy wives, it doesn't work out. Given Trump's own marital history, his anecdote was seen as tone deaf and inappropriate for a military graduation ceremony. Because who and what is he married to now? What was Marla Maples? What was Ivana? They were all trophy women. Hey, maybe he's warning the West Point graduates. Listen, pay attention to all that I've been through, because I'm speaking from experience. Maybe that's what he was saying inadvertently. I mean, how many of us didn't know that Donald Trump was getting worse? I mean, For God's sakes, he performed fellatio on a microphone. He talked about another man's shaboinker out there on the campaign trail. Yeah, he's getting worse. Remember at the campaign rally when he stopped talking, he didn't want to talk anymore, so they just played music at the rally? It was Kristi Noem that was hosting that rally, right? And she had to break it down. Well, sir, you wanted to do this and you wanted to do that. Talking to him like he is an old man at the nursing home. Mildred also says he displayed a misunderstanding of stealth technology. He reiterated a long-standing and factually incorrect belief that stealth fighter jets are literally invisible to the naked eye. This conflation of radar evasion with literal invisibility has been a recurring theme in his speeches and has drawn criticism for demonstrating a lack of understanding of military technology. The man thinks that these stealth jets are invisible. Like the stealth jet is right in front of us, but we really can't see it. Listen, I'm not even well versed on this type of technology, but even I know that you can still see the jet. You just can't see the jet on the little screen, the radar screen. That's what's invisible. Mildred also said he went on to repeat more debunked claims. Trump repeated the unfounded assertion that Russia stole U.S. hypersonic missile technology during the Obama administration. He claimed, quote, we had ours stolen. We are the designers of it. We had it stolen during the Obama administration, end quote. Mildred says that this claim has been previously debunked and its repetition raises questions about his adherence to factual accuracy. We know he's not factually accurate. During his first administration, they clocked him for telling over 30,000 lies. The man repeatedly lies. Every time the man's mouth is open, he lies. He's a pathological liar. That, I believe, is a symptom of mental illness. Now, I ain't no expert. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments. Mildred says he continuously gives political rhetoric in a non-political setting. The speech included politically charged statements such as criticizing diversity and inclusion initiatives, denouncing drag shows on military bases, and asserting that the U.S. military's job is not to transform foreign cultures. He also made claims about his election victories and legal investigations, which are atypical topics for a commencement address and were viewed as inappropriate for the occasion. Listen, the man is unable to separate politics from anything else. So when he's giving a speech, it's going to be politics involved with the speech. He's unable to separate it. His whole character, his whole personality, everything currently about him is wrapped up in politics. He cannot separate Donald Trump, the man, from Donald Trump, the campaigner, the Donald Trump that's out on the campaign trail. Everything he does is wrapped up in Donald Trump, the campaigner. So every speech will include information or speaking points as if he's still trying to get your vote. Mildred goes on to list other signs of cognitive decline that's being discussed out there on social media. She says observers noted instances of slurred speech and tangential digressions during the address. Such behaviors have led to increased scrutiny and concern over Trump's cognitive health, especially given his age and the demands of the presidency. She says these elements of Trump's West Point speech have contributed to a broader conversation about his mental fitness and the appropriateness of his conduct in formal, informal, and ceremonial settings. And then she provides a video from the Midas Touch, who also talked about Donald Trump's cognitive decline. Listen, his mental health, his lack thereof, mental acuity or lack thereof, his cognitive decline is another reason why people really shouldn't have voted to put Donald Trump in office. The man is in cognitive decline. I mean, look at how he behaved during that press conference with Zelensky. Look at how he behaved during that press conference with the president from South Africa. The man is using conspiracy theories and debunked claims and presenting them as fact. The man is not mentally sound to serve as president of the United States. And Jasmine Crockett is right. It is way past time that Republicans really view Donald Trump for the danger that he is. He is a danger to America. He's a danger to them. Anywho, Jasmine Crockett didn't stop there. She had more to say.
As we end up taking the House, which I fully anticipate that we will do, and we are going to work hard to obviously help our Senate colleagues as well, then as someone who serves on the Oversight Committee and hopes to lead the Oversight Committee, I can guarantee you that we will do what we are supposed to do as constitutionally sworn members of the House, which means that we will conduct oversight. That means that we will investigate. We will look at whether or not this president himself has violated the Emoluments Clause as it relates to say such things as getting a $400 million plane from the Qataris. We also will make sure that we're looking into all these business deals that they have going on. I mean, think about it this way, Alex. They were going after Hunter because he sat on a board. Think about how much money they are raking in, whether we're talking about the next golf resort that they're setting up in Qatar, or whether we're talking about them leveling Gaza, as they've talked about, and talked about how it would be great beachfront property, whether we're talking about this crypto scam, the scam that people didn't even want to walk into and show their faces. Let me tell you, there is no shortage of things for us to dig into and determine whether or not there have been not only violations of the law, but definitely violations of our Constitution.
Now, Jasmine Crockett is confident that the Democrats will win the House in 2026. I'm not as confident because I see these nasty, hateful, incompetent, dumbass MAGA nuts running around all over social media. But to those of us who care about this country, those of us who are sick and tired of what the Republicans are supporting, what the Republicans are doing, if you are sick and tired of Donald Trump, 2026 will soon be here. And if we get the Democrats in office, we can put a fucking muzzle on Donald Trump and the Republicans. Election day in 2026 is on November 3rd. There will be a total of 468 seats in the U.S. Congress. 33 of those seats are in the Senate. They will be up for election on November 3rd, 2026. Pay attention. Pay attention to who's running in your district. Do your research into these individuals. Be a part of the legislative process. Please be a part of the voting process. The only way that we will stop this is if we stand up and do what needs to be done. Jasmine rattled off a list of all that he has been doing. and the things that they want to start investigating, I guarantee you, once they get the facts, impeachment will soon come. We need to have the majority of the House, and we need to have the majority of the Senate. November 3rd, 2026 will soon be here. Start your research now.
Really wish that world leaders would stop coming to the Oval Office and meeting with Trump. He does not deserve to be normalized in any way, shape, or form. The only reason he invited the president of South Africa to the Oval Office was to push his propaganda. The entire hour interview was just him lying and pushing propaganda that white people are experiencing a genocide in South Africa, they're being unfairly targeted, yada, yada, yada. The same type of propaganda that's led to the indigenous population here in the United States nearly being wiped out.
Take your land, they take your land, and they kill you. It's okay, and they say it's okay to do. Now, we're going to talk about it, but this is a tremendous, look, this is a story recent. These are all people that recently got killed. Yeah. And I don't know how it can get any worse. These are and you know, the men that you saw, the people that you saw in that movie, those are officials. Those are people that were in office. They had one march, they had a dance in your parliament, whatever you may call it, legislature.
Well, let me clarify that.
Yeah.
Let me clarify that, because what you saw, the speeches that were being made, one, that is not government policy. We have a multi-party democracy in South Africa that allows people to express themselves, political parties to adhere to various policies, and in many cases, or in some cases, those policies do not go along with government policy. Our government policy is completely against what he was saying, even in the parliament. And they're a small minority party, which is allowed to exist in terms of our constitution.
But you do allow them to take land.
No.
You do allow them to take land.
Nobody can take land.
And then when they take the land, they kill the white farmer. And when they kill the white farmer, nothing happens to them.
No,
Nothing happens to them.
There is criminality in our country. People who do get killed, unfortunately through criminal activity, are not only white people. Majority of them are black people.
Trump showed this image at the White House during a meeting with the South African president, claiming it was dead white farmers in South Africa.
These are all white farmers that are being buried.
But according to Reuters, this image is actually from the Democratic Republic of Congo, and it was filmed by a Reuters video journalist. Reuters fact-check team said it actually showed humanitarian workers lifting body bags in Goma following a deadly assault by the rebel group M23. It's a screen grab from a video published by Reuters in February.
President of the United States is an embarrassment and a liar, and the latest example of embarrassment and lying came in front of not just the president of South Africa, but in front of the entire world. Seemingly some research was done here that's really at the level of like a 6th grader who's cramming to write a paper that they forgot about for the past month. It was showing the president of South Africa a series of news clippings that were allegedly supposed to support his false claim that there is a genocide of white farmers. Except this clipping right here was a general article from a tiny news source that has absolutely nothing to do with South Africa. This is talking about general tribalism in Africa, and this right here is from an attack that took place in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. You might remember when that happened. It was absolutely awful. It was back in February when over 100 female prisoners were raped and then burned alive. Donald Trump is doing here is using a clipping talking about black women being killed in a different country to back up his claim of a white genocide in South Africa. That is how fucking unhinged the United States is right now. Donald also showed old footage of an anti-apartheid song being sung at a rally for a small party that won 9.5% of the vote in last year's election. Now, Donald also showed this, which is gone. He said this is still here, it's not there. He said every single one of these crosses was for a white farmer that was killed. This entire thing was a memorial for one couple that was killed in 2020. God rest their souls, but this was not representative of thousands of white farmers. This was about one couple. To get at Trump's claims of white genocide, we could just look at the actual data. There were 26,232 murders last year in South Africa, one of the most dangerous countries in the world. 44 of those killings were in the farming community, and 8 of those people were farmers. Let's say, for argument's sake, every one of those farmers was white. That would mean 0.03% of the murders in South Africa last year were white farmers. Is that a genocide? Man is a lying fuck and an embarrassment to the country, and he is setting us back on the world stage every day.
This is all I got from this video, and everything Jasmine Crockett said is she wasn't lying, because at some point when I saw the video, when I saw a South African president at his Oval Office, and the things I heard him saying, this is not something a president will ever stood solo to talk about another country right in front of the press. Anyways, this is not the first time we've seen him try to embarrass somebody at the Oval Office. The other one, you all remember who that happened to. And now Ukrainian president. And now South African president. And more to come too. When I heard the conversation that was being carried out, I was like, what is going on? Who put up all these videos and who put up all these pictures for him? Like, don't they make research, or do they really want to embarrass them? Because this is an embarrassment to the United States, sincerely speaking, that your president came out on national television or international television or wherever he came out to lie about people just because he wanted to bring the Afrikaners to the United States. That shows you the amount of racism that has eaten so deep into these people's system. Because if you look around, see, I do not have problem with who a president brings into the country and all that, into their country and all that. But there are some things you see as a human being, you definitely will know that there is something behind it. You all say you never wanted a black woman or a female president. Now you all can see who you elected as a president. I hope America is great again, like you all wanted it to be great. But this is far away from great, because when my people were telling you people, why do you want to make America great? Because it was never ever great for people that look like me back then. How do you think you can make something that was never great again? You people said you wanted change, but you all were not even specific with the kind of change you wanted. Now you all can see what it's happening and what it's going on. I hope everybody's enjoying it. So back to what I was talking about. Now tell me how this man woke up from nowhere and decided that he is going to say that people that look like me in South Africa are doing genocide to these people. That was why. I mean, you all know that when he brought the Afrikaners, the fastest citizenship he has ever given anybody so far. I think something like this happened in 1980 something, and now this is another one. Fastest citizenship. Straight up. And you all want to tell me that there is nothing like racism, and you lie. You are a liar if you say something like that. You are a liar. And the same people that said that he brought them so because they have the knowledge of farming, what are they farming? I heard that they don't know anything about farming. So with everything, Jasmine, I love Jasmine Crockett, and she is always up. I love the fact that she always come out with straight up bullet flying around. She says it the way it is, right? Because tell me how you want to tell me that this man is great. He's okay. Something is not wrong. Something is wrong somewhere. I am not a doctor, and I might not be able to, but someday we definitely will know that there is something wrong. Yeah, something is wrong. And I hope you all are enjoying, not my people, I hope they are enjoying what they voted for. I am going to draw the curtain here. I will see you all in my next video. Bye for now.